What's up guys, Mcdoubles back again with a brand new video. Today we're going to be checking out my Molten Earth build. It's a Mythic plus classless World of Warcraft progression on the same main character that we've been using in League 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Massive DPS, the most we've pulled with any build so far. Let's get into it. Alright guys, in this video, we're going to go back to a fire hybrid build, but not the lava sweeper with the 2H. Instead, we're going to be going for the Molten Earth lava fire really hybrid build. Now, this is one where I'm going to be dual wielding some pretty sick weapons. You might have seen them before if you've ever done Zul'Gurub, Arloc's Grasp, Thekkel's Grasp. These are going to give me a 2-set bonus that then turns me into a giant cat creature who also has the claws on. It's really sick, and I get 300 more attack power. Now, this Molten Earth build is absolutely going to utilize attack power and spell power, but the attack power obviously converts. This makes it a super powerful 2-piece bonus, and I think it's very pivotal for the build. I'd like to get better versions of it, and that's going to be part of the video as well. Of course, we're always trying to progress. We're always trying to get that key to push it up, right? And to do more than we've done before in League 3. It's only a 3-month league, right? Don't forget that. And always doing it on different builds. Now, the build, I want to show it to you guys real quick. I fully fleshed this one out, okay? Like, at this point, what you're seeing is extremely fleshed out stuff. But throughout the video, we'll go over my thought process for everything. And my build, once again, will always be in my Discord, where all my builds are. And you can check them, iterate on them, expand on them, get ideas for your own stuff, all that kind of sweet stuff. So, okay, Molten Earth. Lava Lash increases my bonus spell damage by 10% of my attack power every time, by the way. It doesn't stack, of course. And it leaves a patch of fire on the ground, which does fire damage to all enemies within and scales with Fire Nova. So obviously it's all about the Lava Lash, and we've got the Nova. We've got the Flame Shock, we've got the Storm Strike, we've got the Magma Totem, and that's the general core. Now, I do want to say the rotation is essentially just Lava Lash, Fire Nova, Storm Strike, Lava Lash, Flame Shock, Fire Nova, Lava Lash. Basically, yeah, that's basically all you do. Of course, you have to keep the Magma Totem up on a 20-second cooldown, and that is the whole thing. So I want to show you guys how the build plays. We're going to go through some Mythic Plus, begin the progression, and hopefully we can get some new stuff, and we can check out the build along the way. Alright guys, the search for a build that's actually really fun for me, but also hybrid-based is basically over, I think. I wanted to find something not ice-based because I've done a lot of frost and ice builds recently, but I didn't want to play Lava Sweep. And I saw another build. It was the one that we've talked about, I'm sure, by now. Molten Earth. AoE is top-notch. Single target, we're working our way up. 2,500 right there, but I had some really good performances earlier in the run as well. First place the majority of the time, with very few exceptions, like right here, for example. This is typically, I mismanaged my mana, or something like that. But we 3-chested a +1. That's a sick sign.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Not too bad. This was just a practice run. I think it's my favorite build so far. Alright, another +1 3-chested. Starting small with this one, boys. Let's see. +1, what do we get? To make a long story short, we got nothing but shit, man. I just don't get it, dude. It's a running theme. Look, I'll just let you find out for yourself. Yeah, that's like not even close to as good as my Dragon Stalkers. Anything from this one? Molten Fists, anything from this one? No. Okay, so literally nothing good, but we are getting some practice. This is the same story, I would say. We had one dude who was playing, you know, basically one of the best builds, if not the best build, which is the Wind Rager. He was in first place the entire time. I was in second the entire time. I'll take it. Okay, another 3-chest. 14 seconds on that one. This was a group full of mostly new players, I think, to Mythic Plus. And this is good, right? I'm trying to get in just some low-level Mythics just so I can build up the Mythic coins and hopefully get some decent loot from that. First place this entire time, super consistent. And let's see, what's my overall? Okay, 3.2k DPS overall. That's literally nothing to scoff about. I'm perfectly happy with that. This is a good start. All right, so at the end of the video, I'll go over my spec. But for now, I do want to try something and bring it up to you guys. And that's going to be the Searing Rage Epic Enchants. I haven't really been playing with Epic Enchants. There just really aren't a lot that apply. Originally, I didn't have enough rares, but I've opted out of the totem route, gone for some blanket buffs like Battle Shout, Blessing of Kings, Arcane Intellect, stuff like that. Pretty typical uncommons, I think. And now that actually opens up the rare slot for the Searing Totem. Now, here's what this would mean. On single target, I'll do Searing Totem. On multi-target, obviously, I do Magma. It saves me a little bit of mana for some quality of life. And once again, all the way back to this, right? It opens up the Searing Rage Epic Enchant option. This gives me 5 Rage whenever Searing Totem does damage, and it gives me a stack of Searing Rage. At 5 stacks, Lava Lash does 50% more damage. Could be a big one, right? Considering the fact that Lava Lash is top 2 pretty consistently up there with the Flame Tongue attack, the Molten Earth itself, I think this might be a decent choice. We're gonna try it.
Later that same evening.
Alright, I've been going back and forth, and I've got to make some major changes. I'm going to see if I can reduce the cooldown on Lava Lash. In order to do that, I've picked up the Hasty Lava Lash enchant, and that's going to be 1.5 seconds off the cooldown, bringing it down to 4.5. That's actually pretty good, and I'm hoping that smooths out the rotation. Like, if you look right here for Fire Nova, right off the bat, not a single epic enchant. Kind of amazing if you think about it, you know, that there's not a single one. Maybe By Fire Be Purged should have been epic the whole time.
You suck!
And that's something I think they need to do, is really look at these legendary enchants from the old days that aren't great anymore, and just like think about maybe making a weaker version and putting it into the epic slot. I don't know. But here's the point. The whole point of me saying this is that we're going to have to get rid of something. I'm going to get rid of my expertise cap. I literally just don't think it's worth it right now. So we have the Hasty Lava Lash, and I'm thinking, since my build is basically just Fire Nova Lava Lash, that this is going to be massive. It'll upkeep that dot. And you know, the more I've played it, I've realized it's just putting Flame Strike on the ground, guys. Like, it's literally, when you Lava Lash, you put a Flame Strike on the ground, and it's like a really beefed up Flame Strike that also gives you extra spell power. It's interesting. You can see 4.5 seconds now. I'm going to keep pushing my key with these random guys I found, and we'll see how we can do and if this makes a difference with the build. Yeah, don't mind me just, you know, ending that last boss with basically 11,000 DPS. Just whatever, man. Basically, I was in second place the majority of the time this one against Spare Ribs. He's a 72 item level Lava Sweep build, so you have to keep in mind there's 5 item levels between us, and for the majority of this, I was right behind him, like neck and neck, man. This is a really strong build. It's an older build, but it's not any less fun or interesting. I really enjoy it so far. We're gonna keep pushing. That's another 3 chests. This time a +4. We'll see what we can do. Oh, by the way, 5.1k overall DPS. Dude, can we just give a major thumbs up to this guy's transmog? He has freaking earrings and looks like real glasses. No. Oh, man. Okay, that's pretty good. His name is Crypto. Okay, I'm sorry. Enough diversions. Let's push. Okay, so I just did a +12, wasn't my key, it was more of a practice run, and it was a 1 chest, man. Let me just say this right off the bat. Convention of the Elements is probably the most disgusting affix I have ever played on Ascension so far. Yeah, this is basically just a nerf to everybody's damage for the majority of the dungeon. It sucks to play with, and this would have been a 2 chest if we didn't have it. Guild of Elements, Mythic 12. Wow, is it actually worse than what I have? Yes.
No, God! No! God, please, no! No!
Isn't that the most unlucky thing in the world? That the one piece of 12 gear I get is actually lower item level. than something I already have. That happens, by the way, to be the highest item level item that I have. I have nothing higher than 74, and only like 2 or 3 items that are even close to that item level. And this could have been an upgrade for almost any other slot, and I get it for the leg slot. I mean, come on, man. All right, just picked up a Hand of Justice with my 475 mythic coins, putting me at 0 mythic coins. We're gonna go ahead and put the legendary enchant on that. That's gonna be a pretty nice upgrade over my Heart of Wormthalok that we actually farmed the old-fashioned way. This was a pretty cool one for the build. Chance on hit to bathe my melee target in flames, but when I checked my DPS, it wasn't really doing much of anything. So it's basically just crit and haste versus 25 AP and an extra attack, which could potentially be even more damage. So we're just gonna go with that. So you can see, so far so good. I'm pulling really crazy DPS. I'm sometimes getting DPS numbers that are absolutely unheard of, like that 10k, basically almost 11k DPS I did. That is before any Convention of the Elements buffs that are giving me more damage as well, because not only does it reduce damage by 40% like I did say, but it also does increase damage with one specific school by 300% as well, but it's on a roulette, so it's like very, very wonky, and this is before that. So my AoE through the roof. My single target, at this point, about 2.5 to 3k on a good day. And that's not horrible considering 67 item level and like 8k DPS on AoE, or maybe let's say like 6 to 8k depending on the size of the pool. It's really respectable, in fact. But throughout my time playing this, I was trying to hone the build. It's so weird. It doesn't really make that much sense, to be honest with you. And that's when we start playing around with some talents. Also, we were trying Flurry, but I just don't know, guys. I don't think that might actually be the right way to go. Here's what I'm gonna do. I was thinking about going for an AP gain like Deadliness, but in the current vein of things with my 67.5 item level, it's actually less AP than if I just go into the Fury tree and take Armor to the Teeth. So I'm gonna do that right now with all these buffs. I'm at 1280. It's actually not crazy, but I'm 34% melee crit, 26% spell crit, 829 bonus damage, and it goes up a lot with the Lava Lash. It'll go up by 120 for my bonus damage now, putting me at 1000. Holy crap, guys, another insane cluster of a plus 12. Basically, I don't get any loot, so I put in like 6-8 hours sometimes, and sometimes straight, you know, daily, and I'm not getting any loot. So it, like, I feel like it's not, my efforts aren't actually correlating into any actual gains. Does that make sense? It'd be like if you worked out every single day for like an hour a day, and yet despite your best and most consistent efforts, you still weighed like 140 pounds and benched like 50 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, it would be so horrible. You wouldn't understand why you're even doing what you're doing. No gains, dude. Guys, I literally just made an all-star team of tanks, healers, and DPS for my key, only for it to bug and tell me that I cannot actually press the key because I don't have the required proficiency. Well, let me tell you, Ascension, I certainly do. Now, I'm ashamed to say that later on I find out that I just had to relog. Oh, I'm sorry all of you guys that are finding out right now by watching the video. I'm so sorry to my group members, dude. We wasted so much time. It's not my fault. Ascension should fix it, right? But apparently it can bug out, and it's not that you can't just use your key, but you also can't use boons in the Mythic run. Very frustrating, all because of that. That's a crazy big bug. One thing I've noticed in these Mythic Plus, there's actually a bunch of like little bugs here and there that I guess they're not game breaking, but they're super frustrating. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I think I figured out the issue, and I'm a little sad to say I figured it out during this +5 run that we just 3-chested. That's not the sad part, though. So, okay, keystone thing. It was bugged. Well, yeah, I just told you about that, so we'll skip ahead. Wow, guys, I got 3 weapons. 1 Mythic 5 Venom Spitter, pretty much complete garbage. 1 Mythic 5 Searing Needle, which is going to replace my normal Searing Needle for my dagger builds. So, okay, I guess I could take that. Not a huge upgrade, but it's just something. And a Mythic 5 Malicious Axe. It's another one of these, like my Impervious Giant, where it has stamina for some reason. Why? I think I have the skill to perform. I got to get the gear, so we're just gonna keep pushing.
346 minutes later.
Man, that was so close. It's just wrong, dude. It's just wrong. 2 chested the +8, should have been a 3 chest, probably could have done better. 2.7, second place, right behind you know who. And the overall, it's not too bad. 4.4k. That's pretty respectable, I think, for the whole time. Do we get anything finally? Really? Fleetfoot Greaves. Is it better? Oh no. These boots aren't even in the same category. How are they the same item level? Like, I mean, you guys know what I mean, right? Like, this is wrong. On multiple levels wrong. Last one, another weapon. Why does Ascension hate me? Stop putting weapons in my agi. I just, let me click a separate thing that says weapons. You know what I mean? At that point, that's just, you know, more fair luck, dude. So this is when I end up getting into a +17. Yeah, I just told them the truth and they invited me. This happens often enough now. Most people, you know, be surprised actually, don't really care that much. You know, if you're close enough, they let you in. I've been pleasantly surprised in that regard. But +17, I want to show you guys, and you're already seeing the stupid AoE that this build provides. Remember, when I Lava Lash, I essentially flame strike the ground. It does stupid big damage, and I spam the Novas as well. I'm doing everything else, but really I'm prioritizing the Lava Lash and the Fire Nova, and that's it. And it's just absolutely crazy. But the goal now is going to be to progress with this level 17 key. It's a lot better than my key, and I want to see if we maybe can get some loot, and if we're even capable of doing it at all. How far can we go? Again, if we can go anywhere at all. And is this build gonna cut it? All right, guys, that is officially the highest key that I've done of the season. Yeah, it turns out I can do it, or league, I should say. +17. We one-chested it, to be fair, but we had 1 DPS that was a little bit low. I ended up in first place. Current DPS for a while. Let's see, overall. Yep, 5.4k the entire time. So I definitely pulled my weight, which is really interesting. It's been up and down. I haven't really gotten any gear, but I think I've gotten better at the spec. And despite the fact that I think it's a fairly easy spec to play because it's really just 5 buttons and then cooldowns, you know, I think I've played really well, and I think that I've just gotten better and smoothed out the rotation, and I think that's why I'm performing. I mean, the Capacitor Totem, pivotal. Smoke Bomb, pivotal. I'm using these things, and I'm watching my teammates, and they're not. And it's making a big difference. And so I highly suggest you guys pick up these little things that help your team, right? Pick up the, you know, the summoning portals, right? The capacitor totem, the smoke bombs. Pick up an interrupt, for God's sake, a tremor, a disease cleansing totem, you know? Oh, aspect of the pack, that's a really fun one. Like, all these types of things are so big, and somebody needs them, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's a +17. And I've noticed there's a new mechanic. You have to kill something called champions now. They're like special big boy mobs that are strewn out across the dungeon. So you have a champion slain and an enemy force slain meter, and then you have to kill 5 bosses, including the last boss. And honestly, it wasn't too bad for a one chest. We had 9 minutes left, and we had a huge amount of blunders. We wiped so many times to these void spawns. I think they bugged. But okay, let's see. +17. Please God, let this be something usable and not just a crappy weapon. A hat? A ghost shroud? No! Okay, 9 expertise, 12 hit rating, 35 agi, 33 stam, obviously no intellect. Is it better? Boys, I don't think it's better. Okay, so 1237 AP right now, and my current hat does not give hit rating, but I am hit capped. I did not prioritize expertise cap with this build. Everything's just too tight. Maybe with TBC, maybe with better gear. However, this does give 9, so could potentially be good, but I want to see if my AP changes significantly. Oh my God, it does. It goes down 1237 with my current giant stalkers, 1211 without. Does my crit go up though? I'm at 28 with the new one. It goes down as well. That is kind of crazy. Guys, I'm not going to be too sad. They want me to come for their plus 18. I'm the only DPS I think that's staying. I'll feel good about that, I guess. I really do think I'm like the only one utilizing these extra spells. One guy had Aspect of the Pack once, and that was one time I felt lesser. I was like, damn, dude, like, you're forward thinking. I wish I had this right now. There's something good about feeling like you're doing that one little bit of extra oomph, right? That's just like making everyone in your group happy. I think I've spoken about that in past videos, and it just never goes away for me. So for now, it's the stun totem and the smoke bomb. Oh, and by the way, I took the skull banner, dude. Why not? 20% more crit for everybody, and crit's a big deal for me. I've been just layering all of this. The way it works is that after I pop everything the first time, my first 2 come off cooldown, and basically what ends up happening is that you're gonna have one rotation where you pop arcane power and your trinkets while skull banner is on cooldown, but then they're all gonna end up layering back together again. It works really, really well. It's just nice burst damage. I think it works. Now, one thing you guys may have noticed is that, okay, I did complain earlier in the video about that 40% damage reduction, but here's the thing. When it does hit your lottery ticket, right? Like when it does fire damage for me, I hit so damn hard, it's literally unbelievably imbalanced. It's crazy. I get like 12k crit fire novas for no reason, you know. My flame strike effect off the Molten Earth is just like critting for like thousands. It's ridiculous damage. Like I said, 5.4k overall in that plus 17 on the last boss there with cleave, of course. 4.7. I mean, that's so respectable for 67.5 item level. Remember, I want to make this clear. I am with bigger dogs than me right now, gear-wise. There is nobody here that's less than me. This dude's just like popping with nothing but 70, 78 item level stuff, 76 item level trinket. I think this like 65 Mythic 2 is probably the worst thing he has, which says so freaking much because it's literally better than the same exact version of it that I have. Yeah, so he has some things that are equal, but only like one thing. It's like his necklace. Holy crap. And I think this is a DPS I'll be competing with, so big F, right? He's totally gonna one-up me with Lava Sweep, dude. It's so embarrassing. I actually think Molten Earth is better than Lava Sweep from what I'm seeing, because I was competing with some Lava Sweepers, despite the fact that I was like 5 item levels below them earlier today. So maybe I'm wrong and this guy's better than that guy, but that guy was pretty good that I was competing with, so we'll see. I do expect to lose to him throughout this dungeon, though, due to gear alone. And then the healer and the tank that we have, Jesus. Like, these guys are no joke. The healer's a little less geared, but not really, with an 83 item level trinket. Holy crap. Oh, I take it back. Yeah, this guy's a big boy. That's why I know this build is good. It's a little wonky. There's no epic enchants that are good for it. It doesn't feel right, but you do 100% need hasty lava lash for sure. It is all about the Nova. It's basically 2 abilities that do most of your damage, but it's so fun because it's just the perfect amount of brainless and yet nuanced enough to where you don't get bored, you know, because there's so many numbers and you do have to do the rotation properly. You can't mess it up. There's a big difference if you just do everything in the wrong order, let's say. Anyway, I'm talking too much. We're gonna prep for this 18, me and these big guys, and we'll see if we finally get some gear.
15 minutes later.
All right, guys, plus 18. Got rid of the battle shout for this. Took the shadow resistance aura. By the way, brand new patch coming out apparently in 9 hours. I saw it in the chat at some point. There we go. Mythic 21 to 30 is releasing, so kind of right where I'm supposed to be. I'm really happy with that. If we can actually complete this. I mean, I'm close enough, but I want to complete the plus 18. I am currently not the best one in here for once. Lava Sweep, of course, and we have Thunderclap, Thunder Slam. 2 big boy meta builds, man. Alrighty, and they outgear me. So I won't lie, I'm pretty confident this is actually going to be a 1 chest. This is hard, guys. Like, do people 3 chest this stuff right now outside of being in a Discord call with like perfect gear? Like, I'm talking about, do people 3 chest this in progression? Probably not, you know. But hey, I could be wrong. Maybe there are people out there 3-chesting or even 2-chesting this in progression gear. I'm certainly not the tip top of the DPS. I wouldn't say I blame myself. I think the content's just obviously much harder at a plus 18, but yeah, we're definitely not in Kansas anymore, boys. I mean, it's a lot different. So this is an example of the champion, guys. You can see he has a buff champion of the Voidbound 17 plus, right? Like, this is the tip top, my friends. Periodically summons void spawns. That's what wiped us before. Am I gonna die? No. Okay. That is what wiped us before on my plus 17. Didn't even know what that mechanic was about. Neither did anybody else, apparently, except for the people that did the least amount of damage, aka the tank and the healer, right? And so that was kind of sad, F in the chat for them, right? But now we know. And anytime there is one of those, you got to kill them ASAP. Not only so you can get your percentage to complete the dungeon, obviously, but because the void spawns do overwhelm you. They will destroy you. And unless you're just like 3 wind strike builds, man, you probably can't AoE them all down. So that's something to keep in mind. Look at the AoE though. Isn't it ridiculous? Isn't it ridiculous? I am in first place on AoE pulls often. There is no wind strikers. I keep alluding to the wind strike, but dude, we actually wiped. But the wind strike is big, man. And by the way, as far as I can see on these upper echelon keys, wiping is just so normal. No one is mad, while this guy is mad a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. So this part's already wiped us like 4 times. No, not really. I think twice. But the shadow casters, they do 6,000 damage like every cast, and you gotta kill them fast. But they actually perma-CC me. Maleki at least does. He perma-CCs me for 11 seconds. Undispellable, by the way. And that's been the predicament. So I'm the AoE damage. At least I'm a big portion of it. I'm also a big portion of the AoE CC, you could call it. And, yeah, me being perma-CC'd is certainly not good. But I think we've got it this time. I'm going to just go ahead and interrupt that Shadow Bolt. I'm actually waiting for the fire damage buff. And then I'm going to go hard with the rest of my cooldowns, I think. There we go. All right, what kind of crits can we get? I went gritty. A 10k lava lash right off the bat. Make sure we get that flame shock off. Okay, I think we got the flame shock off. It should be decent damage because I think it should carry over. I'm seeing a 1200 no crit tick with the flame shock. So I'm pretty confident that's as a direct result of that 300% increased fire damage and then getting that dot off perfectly within that time frame. Obviously, it's gone now. We can go for another one. So I am nowhere near first right now. I got completely sharded on in that fight, dude. I'll definitely take it, though. I don't mind not being in first when I'm surrounded by good players. You know, like, that is totally fine to me. But yeah, I'm Mythic 18 on Maleki the Pallid, and I'm in last place. I could care less right now. I'll definitely take it amongst these guys, dude. And at this level. Okay, there we go. Finally, man. 3 bosses in. See, the worst part about this build, I think, is when there's a lot of movement. And that's only if you're low on mana, but it's still annoying if you're not, because you have to keep putting the totem back down. The totem is pivotal. The magma totem just dot over time, just as important as everything else for your AoE. Especially in the Mythic Pluses like this, where, you know, you actually have time to play your build. It's a big difference. It's actually weird. I think, like, a lot of builds would do better in the higher Mythic Plus if they had gear than they do in lower Mythic Plus. Not to say that they're going to be suddenly the best, just that they'd be more viable, weirdly enough, because they actually have time to ramp up. Okay, not my worst moment, I think. You know what? I'll take it. That's a plus 18 done, guys. We actually did it. 3.2k DPS at the end there. Oh, and he gets DM North 19, which is an easy one. Good on him. Let's see. Do we get something good? Please, please. It would be the only item of the video that we actually got, and it would be on the highest key we've done this league. Item level 75 though. So I was giving this some thought, and I actually think that this might actually be worth it. The fact of the matter is, this Mythic 18 Risk Guard of the Renown, it is significantly better in terms of raw damage, 4 agi 7 strength, but I'm actually perfectly fine in hit rating right now. So it's just an upgrade, I think. And I can get the enchant on it, make up for some of the intellect that I lose, and I think that would be pretty good. So I actually think we got an upgrade. Only a +1 though. Like, once again, it's like the worst item slot to get something in, because I've already got 74s in there, and this is an item level 75. But you know what? I'll take something. I'll take, you know, just one upgrade, even if it's only a single item level, over nothing any day. Okay, so there we go. I ended up getting a 9 strength enchant on that. We're gonna go ahead and push his 19, and I do just want to quickly read out my random enchants. I haven't talked about them in the video yet, but this is what they are. Mental quickness, I have 3 copies. 3 Call of Flame, 1 Molten Earth, 3 Improved Fire Nova, 1 Precision, 3 Hasty Lava Lash, and 3 Voodoo Power. A lot of double dipping. It's really, really good. And yeah, we'll see if we get anything from this next one, if we can even do it. two-chested it, dude. I can't believe it. I two-chested a plus 19. Okay, so on the last boss, I am second place DPS at 5k. All right, and just so I can have some peace of mind, these are new DPS. Yeah, look, I'm with dudes in Mythic 17 armor. Mythic 12, Mythic 17 double weapons. Like, oh my god, what's the other guy? Pyro Lust? Let me guess, same thing. Item level 86! Dude, I am not in an equal level, like, bracket with these guys, gear-wise. So, just to compete at all, that makes me really happy. Now, look, let's not lie. I'm third place overall. I think that's perfectly fine considering the circumstances because, again, as you saw from that last fight, there were definitely times where I was doing pretty well. Especially the AoE pulls where I actually did come in first a few times. All right, do we get anything? Now we have 2 tries. Another helmet. Wow, that's literally one of the worst things ever. What is with this, man? It's like the worst luck. All right, and the other one. Why is it a weapon, dude? Why is it a weapon? That's all I want to know. And not just a weapon, but how is that an agi weapon? Come on, Ascension. Like, you scammed me a few times with these Skull Forge Reavers now. Dude, I'm losing my mind. Like, I cannot believe I've done so much and got so little. It's insane, dude. I mean, we got 1 item level on the wrist guards, dude. Just 1! I'm at 67.6. I think we were at 67.58 or something before. It's like, how is this possible? I don't even know what to say, guys. I seriously... I don't even know what to say. All right, we're in the plus 20, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not my best. I mean, I'm starting to feel outclassed in terms of everything I've already spoke about, just to be real. Now, this AoE pull and the one coming up, this is where I think I'm actually gonna shine. And even then, I'm getting beat by a Thunder Slammer right now. I might be able to overtake him. At least on the next pull, I think I will. I don't think anybody beats me on the next one. Look at that. I am in first for the moment. Just for a moment. But I will savor this moment. It's a good moment, you know? It's a very good moment. Stop pulling me! Okay, we're good. Still in first, 6.7. Okay, so we actually did like a really bad pull. I have no idea how I'm in a Mythic 20, and I just ran into this altar, or whatever you call it, a Mana Forge thingy. And I don't... A lot of people are dying and running back, but, I guess we'll have to take it. Yeah, see, he's even explaining it. It's okay. Yeah, normally you want to go on this wall. Oh, yeah, and come like back here and pull everything at the same time. It's actually super surprising that I didn't come out of that in first place. I think it's the 40% reduced damage taken. Like, maybe that guy hit his 300% and I didn't on that pull, or the prior one. So it could be something like that. A little random, obviously. It's literally a elemental power roulette. I'll take 5k. All right, here we go. There he is. There it is. Plus 20. Dire Maul West. Guys, it's so late, man. It's so late. We one-chested. It was a scuffed run. I could care less. Plus 20 is as good as it gets right now. And maybe, just maybe, we'll actually get a good piece of gear. Let's just do it. I hate my life. I hate it. Wow. Wow. No! Wow. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know. I just have a feeling that there's literally no way this is good. 0, man. Literally, it's just, even the base damage is worse than like a literal plain normal Deathbringer. Why? Which is 74 item level, I believe. Or maybe it's 70. It doesn't really matter. The point is, why? Why, Ascension? Why? Okay, I'm just gonna calm down. It's fine. All right, give me a second. Let me assess the situation.
12 seconds later.
So I've always had this low-key conspiracy that Ascension... Because I've had the same account since like day 1, right? And they know it. And maybe Ascension has purposely bugged my account to where I'll never actually be good because I'll never, ever be able to get the best gear. That's what I think sometimes with all the RNG. Guys, the amount of grinding that I put forth is not healthy. Like, I just want to put that out there, guys. It's not healthy. Yeah. So, I can't believe this keeps happening. A Skull Forge Reaver, 19. A Bone Ring Helm, 19. A Venom Spitter, 20. Like, all the horrible 12s, the 18s, the 17 Ghost Shroud. Maybe with a different setup, but God, most of all, it was just terrible. We are at 67.60 right now. I am slightly ashamed to say. I don't know. I have 54 Raiders commendations, 350 Mythic coins. I guess the grind goes on. Maybe with this build, maybe with a different one, but let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think of the Molten Earth build? Let me quickly show you guys my talents before I go ahead and end this video off. I do think that this is a really good build. I love using it agi as I build all my hybrids like that. We've got the Thundering Strikes. I get 30% of my agi as spell crit, which is massive because we're going to constantly double dip. Going to go hard into the Flame Tongue weapon. I have spirit weapons for that. Not only does it increase the damage of Flame Tongue weapon by 30%, but it also increases the damage of Lava Lash when Flame Tongue weapon is on your offhand by 15%. That's absolutely massive. You know we got to take the Mental Dex. It's one of those double dip spells again, or talents I should say. 60% of my intellect goes towards my melee AP, but I also get 50% of my intellect as spell damage only works with agility. We've got the Storm Strike, as you know, and then we have the improved Storm Strike to get more fire damage. In fact, 10%, and also upkeep my mana. We do have mana problems with this build if the dungeon is long and grueling, right? And so yeah, this is not enough to fix that, but maybe with more gear, with more intellect, we can make that happen. I've got the dual wield spec, 3% hit, but more importantly, perhaps 6% more fire damage. We have, as you know, the firepower. In the elemental shaman tree, Call of Flame and Rising Flame is just more totem damage, synergy, and crit. And then we have lava flows for more flame shock and lava lash critical damage, and then a little bit more haste off my flame shock as well. So that's pretty good as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the shamanistic focus. This reduces the mana cost of flame shock by 60%, gives it 6% more crit, and it also gives me the capstone bonus of getting 10% of my agility as spell hit and 5% as melee hit. This is basically really amazing. I'm at 14.5% hit with just that one talent, and at that point, I just went ahead and I took precision, and that's at 16.5 now. So I'm only 0.5% away. At certain points in this video, I was over. Maybe that's actually enough justification to plop on that weird helmet, the Ghost Shroud, that has some hit rating on it. In fact, maybe that is it. Maybe that's actually worth using. Yeah, okay, fine. It looks really cool. Let's use it. The Ghost Shroud. Why not? But yeah, lastly, we have Ruin, 100% more crit damage, and also we get 12% more fire damage if they are above 75% health, otherwise 3%, which is really good. And we also took Armored to the Teeth. So I will throw this in the Hero Architect, but that's just because some of you guys have been asking me to do that to make it easier to copy. It's also in my Discord though, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and enchant this helmet, by the way. We need the Lava Lash. Okay, that's actually pretty good. A little over the hit cap now, actually, but it's good enough. It gives some expertise. That's definitely good for us as well. We'll keep the other helmet just in case. But it is an item level upgrade, putting us at 67.93. Huge, actually. Okay, I'll take it. 0.3 this time. But yeah, that was my talents, guys. You've seen my random enchants. Like I said, you know where to find it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Mcdoubles out.